I'm a Lediboy, you know.
Technically, it would be transvestite because I'm not operated yet.
I'm English and Annie is Thai and she's a Thai ladyboy. And we have lived together here in Bangkok for about 7 years now.
I always dress as a woman. Yes, but inside I think of myself as a woman.
In my eyes, she's 10 times more beautiful than regular Thai girls.
Что? Авиасейлс. Поиск дешевых авиабилетов. Я Леня Пашковский, и я приехал в Таиланд, страну №1 в мире по количеству людей, сменивших пол, чтобы узнать, как здесь живут трансгендеры, рассказать вам их истории и познакомиться с теми, кто строит с ними семейные отношения.
So Annie and I met on Facebook. Oh, I just liked that she was pretty. First of all, that was it. You know, there's nothing else.
She was doing a cabaret gig in a hotel across the road. As I walk past, she walks up to me and puts her arm around me. I think, oh, this is nice. Aren't Thai people friendly?
You know, there's a lot of beautiful ladyboys here, but there's not too many that have a beautiful kind of personality. You know, I guess like you'd say that about everybody. So that's what I kind of liked about her.
He have a kind and gentle and look like a good man, you know. This is what I like about him when we first met.
She spent the night with me that night. We hooked up again the next Thursday night. From that day, we've been together, yes?
Yep.
Yes. Job.
В общем, что сделал? Установил Tinder, попробую познакомиться с девушкой-трансгендером, проверить на своем опыте, почему все так в них влюбляются. Пара часов всего прошло, уже 6 совпадений, из них 3 точно трансгендеры, 1 под вопросом. Сейчас какую-нибудь заарканим.
I always tell everyone who like texted me that I'm not a real woman. I'm a transvestite. Yeah, not operated. To be clear, always.
Я трансгендер. Не знаю, почему я здесь. Ищу друга или, может быть, свидание. Мне не хватает засыпать с обнимашками. Его запах, и я забываю. Теплота. Это классно и безопасно. Если думаешь, что с ледибоями что-то не так, проходи мимо. Ну что, попытаем счастье? Как там обычно такие разговоры начинают?
Of course, what you've got to remember is ladyboys are male, and in terms of sex, you know, too much female hormone means they can't get an erection. So they can't really have sex, you know, in that way, or they can, but not in that way.
I was lucky enough to meet Sonia 2 years after her operation, so she was fully adjusted to her new lifestyle. Her intimacy life, again, you know, she felt into the whole difference of that lifestyle as well. Sex is not self-lubricating, right? So it does require a little bit of planning, which is probably about the only negative that we have to encounter. But other than that, it still feels totally natural, totally female. She will climax as we all do, and as you as a male understand, it's a growing crescendo. You know, you feel it coming, you know, and you lose yourself in it. She fluctuates between 50 and 55 kilos. So again, I can get her up on, you know, and you know the whole thing, you know. Nothing's out of bounds, except for the fact that I'm starting to feel a little bit out of condition because of my age. But other than that, you know, we have totally regular, normal sex life.
Bye, let's go.
Sit.
No.
You want to have accident? Yeah. You're crazy. Okay. Well, oh my God. Let's go. I visited her. I came out in March and they came out in June, right? And in June we talked about her coming to Australia in September, and we needed to organise her passport and her visa and everything else.
Отношения на расстоянии – это жесть. Все эти чатики, скайпы, смс-очки, обняться не с кем. Сам практиковал, знаю. Вместо того, чтобы летать от счастья, только летаешь туда-сюда между странами. И это в итоге и всю любовь из тебя высосет, и все деньги. Так что, если с вами случилась такая беда, хотя вы будете знать, как летать дешевле. aviasales.ru, куда бы вы ни захотели полететь, дешевые билеты всегда найдутся. Так что сэкономите, будете летать чаще, чаще видеться, и все это переживете, дай бог. aviasales.ru находит дешевые авиабилеты, спасает любовь. Здесь, в общем, в Таиланде секс-шопы, как и проституция, собственно, вне закона, но в арабском квартале, вот здесь, где пахнет шаурмишкой очень вкусно, пахнет кальянами, люди одеты в совершенно другую одежду, вообще другой мир, мусульманский. И как это ни странно, именно в этом районе можно купить сладков, любые товары, любого размера и любого предназначения для ваших удовольствий. Не подумайте ничего плохого, я на самом деле купил эту штуку, потому что прочитал где-то, что Виагра, даже не Виагра, а компонент рабочий в ней, сильденафил, который содержится во всех аналогах Виагры, он якобы помогает от горной болезни, смягчает ее. Вот, и я когда поеду в Восточный Тибет, будет достаточно высоко, я опасаюсь, что горняшка меня может схватить. Ну, в общем, она должна быть полезна, даже если вы не секс-турист, я надеюсь. Проверим в горах Тибета. Само собой, почти без палева в этом мусульманском квартале можно найти не только игрушки. Massage?
Yeah.
Only massage or...
Massage, shower, have sex. Have sex.
Sex?
Sex, yeah. Massage, shower, body massage, have boom boom, boom boom, you know, boom boom. Ice cream, everything.
And Thai girls or Arab girls? What
Thai lady.
Thai lady.
Yes.
Not lady boys.
Not lady boy, 100%, sure. Not sure you not pay for me, I take you free.
Okay, and how much is it?
About, have two price, two price. 2000, 2005. 2000, no superstar. 2005, superstar.
Гендерная идентичность человека не обязательно совпадает с его биологическим полом. То есть ты можешь родиться с половыми признаками мальчика, но ощущать себя девочкой. При этом можешь быть гомо, гетеро, бисексуальным, можешь сменить пол с помощью операции, можешь комфортно себя чувствовать в теле мужчины, ощущая себя женщиной. То есть тут огромное количество комбинаций вариантов, и мне удалось снять истории 3 героинь. Все они родились мужчинами, но потом пошли разными путями гендерного самоопределения.
I think for me, like I felt that I wanted to be a woman since a very young age, like maybe less than 10 years old.
I feel like a girl all the time, you know, like when I was young, I like steal bra from my mom, you know, wearing and take a towel to pretend to be my hair, you know, and then
When she got to that age of puberty, they weren't a well-to-do family, and those hormones aren't cheap, right? And she wanted to take the hormones to offset the male transition.
Смена пола базовая, ну вот стандартная, допустим, с мужчины в женщину, ну классический, скажем так, вариант, потому что есть и обратная смена пола гораздо сложнее. Мужчина и женщина, ну что это? Это гормонотерапия, год, минимум год, ну то есть женские гормоны человеку прописывается, он колет гормонотерапию, чтобы подготовить тело.
And father really had a big issue with that because, you know, they don't have the 300 baht a week, you know, to spend on, you know, hormones. You know, that's food for, you know, the family for the week, you know. You get the idea? So there was a big rift in the family, and she was like basically kicked out of home.
I came here about 12. I just out from school, you know. And then I go to south to Koh Samui, begin to dance in cabaret show for real, you know.
So she spent 3 years in the monastery because she wasn't accepted at home. But in that 3 years, she started working as a dancer. From the dancing process, right, she started generating money to buy her hormones. Right, and from the hormone therapy, she was able to get more money to have the breast augmentation. Right, and all these sort of things built up. Right, she was able to buy makeup and buy all the things that fulfilled her life.
Первичная, то есть сменить нижнюю часть, где-то тысяч, наверное, 300 бат, 250-300 бат. Ну, грубо говоря, в десятку штук, 9-10 штук баксов. Там сделать грудь еще сколько было? Ну, может, 1150, может, баксов. Ой, бат, точнее. Ну, это примерно, ну, штук 5, может быть, не знаю, долларов.
I used to take a lot of hormone because I want to have boob, right? But it's not good for my body, not good for my blood pressure, and you know, to take for a long time. And the best way to do it, you know, to have a boob, just go to the doctor and have operation. That's it. Just only one thing I want to have. That's it, like my boob, you know.
Ну, скажем так, сменить орган, там, грубо говоря, сколько, часов 5 сама операция длится, потом надо будет неделю где-то полежать, 4 дня полежать, 4-5 дней полежать в больнице после операции, повосстанавливаться. И потом через неделю снимаются швы, на 7-й, на 8-й день швы снимаются. Ну, еще рекомендуется дней 5 в Таиланде побыть, просто чтобы восстановиться. И все, ну, грубо говоря, пару недель.
Well, usually most ladyboys, right, when they start taking hormones, they can start when they're about 12 or something. And in the village, they can buy, like, female contraceptive pills. It's got estrogen in it, so it makes a difference if you're taking them, right, a lot. I mean, I can remember when you had a phase where you were taking, like, maybe they'll take 2 or 3 a day.
Yes.
And you completely change.
Не знаю, что со мной не так, но в Тиндере сплошное фиаско. Очень много совпадений с трансгендерами, но никто не хочет со мной встретиться. Все очень быстро сливаются. И эксперимент под угрозой. В общем, я в Паттайе, знаменитом логове трансгендерного разврата. Надеюсь, здесь все будет проще. Пойду на улицу и познакомлюсь лично. Глаза в глаза. Nikki? This is Nikki. Это только в путешествиях я по несколько месяцев хожу в одном и том же и выгляжу как бродяга. На самом деле, когда я дома, я люблю приодеться. Но я лет 10, наверное, уже не покупаю у нас никакую одежду, потому что у нас и выбор маленький, и цены вырастают в несколько раз, пока товары дойдут до наших магазинов. Поэтому я покупаю все либо в поездках, либо по интернету. И здесь очень спасают сервисы по доставке товаров из США. И самый надежный из них — бандеролька, потому что еще со времен жизни в Штатах я не могу слезть с иглы Амазона, а он к нам не доставляет, как вы знаете. Бандеролька доставляет не только оттуда, но еще из сотен магазинов, например, Nike, New Balance, Levi's, Columbia и все, что вы можете себе представить. Вы экономите дважды. Во-первых, цены в США ниже, чем у нас. Во-вторых, у бандерольки склад в штате Делавэр, где вы не платите американский налог. И еще у них очень удобный сайт. Поэтому я уже насмотрел себе к лету несколько экстравагантных нарядов и кое-что очень нужное для съемок. Бандеролька все аккуратненько упаковывает и бережно доставляет. Даже измерить параметры заказанной одежды они могут, если вы переживаете, что размер не подойдет. Так что ссылка в описании. Выбирайте, заказывайте, экономьте и встретимся на подиуме. So what's your name? Nikki. Oh, okay. Leo. Like beer, you know. From Belarus. I ask you questions just to get to know better, and just we talk. Huh? And what's upstairs?
cabaret is one of those sort of things that they can do. They don't have access to all a lot of senior positions in society. So they are they do what they can.
The only industries that are open about gay people, no matter how they dress or they appear, is the fashion industry, the beauty industry, and the showbiz.
Before I job for that thing, and now I change for my life because and I have plan for future, have to study for make hair, have open the shop hair for future too.
Everything I invest in, I like to see a return on investment. Even if it's my girlfriend. Sorry, I'm not giving you the money. You are going to have to pay this back.
I used to be a fashion journalist when I just came back from France a long time ago, more than a decade ago. And then I opened my own business as a pastry chef, cooking French pastries. So to relate this to this topic is easier because you own your own business, so you don't have to be judged by HR people or like your boss because you are the boss.
I want to have massage shop, or selling thing online, and shoe, handbag, or hormone,
Foreigners, that come here, and so she takes them to the clinic and, liaises with the doctors and all this kind of stuff.
If they don't join the fashion industry or the showbiz, they have to be like, the worst case is like prostitute.
What do you do? For Buddha? Yeah. Wow. Massage? Yeah. I will ask you questions and you will ask questions to me. Okay? What, sorry? For tip? Yeah. Show it. Okay. You say no good? No good that you work here?
I think most of them do and keep it for save it some for make operation, some send back to their family.
They don't care what she does. They don't care how she's made that money. They just want some of it.
But some just like, you must make money, send me back. Send me back every month like this,
But when they begin sending money back home, they sort of buy acceptance. If they go back to their village with a lot of money and give money to people, nobody's going to say, katoi, katoi, katoi. They're all going to say, jadi, and, all that kind of stuff, right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Water. I want to have coffee.
Everything free.
Everything free? Yeah. No way. Impossible.
I want big pot.
What are you doing?
I want big pot.
No, I don't have a big pot. I have a small one.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. What's your name?
Bam.
Huh?
Bam.
Bam. See you. Hello. No. Just walk around. Вот так это все примерно выглядит. Я не буду больше показывать, потому что видео это не про проституцию все-таки. Но эксперимент, мне кажется, получился очень наглядным, потому что после всего этого мне мне стало понятнее. И в принципе непонятно, как у этих мужчин появлялись романтические чувства к женщинам тайкам и к тайкам трансгендерам, работающим вот в этой сфере, потому что ну вот во всей этой ситуации, в отсутствии языка, в присутствии очень понятных намерений с их стороны, как во всем этом окружении, во всей этой ситуации появлялись романтические чувства, которые потом перерастали в долгосрочные отношения, ну, абсолютно непонятно пока.
You know, I've been married 3 times, and I've had some, you know, good, you know, positive relationships with the women. I can't complain about, you know, I didn't choose to have a ladyboy girlfriend because I wasn't happy with my relationships with women, or that I was kind of secretly harboring a desire to meet a lady. There was nothing, I didn't even think about that kind of thing at all.
Have you ever had a relationship with a pre-op?
Yeah, my first one was when I was 21 years old. And even when we went swimming and she would go swimming in a G-string, you know, you would never think that she was male. You know, they just know how to tuck very well.
So in Thailand as well?
No, this was in Australia. This was an Australian girl. So there's that. I left that scene when I was about 26. And that's when, around the time that I started dating a regular woman, because I think I was going through that change in life, which said, well, you know, I'm not going to be able to have children of my own in this gender fluid society. I found somebody who was very tomboyish, right, but, you know, very much female. And so, you know, that's the 20 years together we spent.
I came across the third gender and I became interested in that, and I thought, wow, what on earth is that all about? So I did some reading about it, looked at some pictures, looked at porn, obviously, and I thought, wow, these ladyboys or whatever are actually more beautiful than women. And, you know, of course, the whole fact that they've got a penis and, you know, male genitalia, you know, I didn't really know how to kind of deal with that. It wasn't something that attracted me.
I say when I was a young boy, you know, like, you know, I wouldn't think twice to go to a party dressed as a girl. And I was very experimental. I was into anything that was called taboo, you know, polyamory and all the other different amories.
So, you know, I just kind of ignored the fact that they had, you know, male genitalia to start with. And, you know, after a while I stopped worrying about that and I stopped thinking about it, and, you know, I rationalised it. Well, you know, it doesn't really matter if you care about somebody. Well, who cares what their genitalia is? So it's not an issue. And of course now, 7 years down the line, it's not something I even think about.
For sexual relationship, I would prefer like a masculine looking people. It can be straight, it can be bisexual, it can be gay people. I have always preferred men. I've never dated a woman. I've never had sex with a woman. And I wouldn't say I would never, but it still hasn't come to my attention that I would like to try. I watch gay porns too and straight porns. Yeah, but no, for me, no special fetish. Yeah, but there are a lot of like she-male fetish that some European people watch and love. And that's why those people, they come to Thailand.
In fact, it surprises me sometimes when people make comments, oh, you're gay and all this sort of stuff. And I usually answer, well, so what? You know, if you want to think I'm gay, if that makes you feel comfortable, that's fine.
In the gay scene, transgender, transvestites are quite niche. Normally gay people, like on some application, dating application, they would look for masculine looking people. So my market is quite niche. Yeah, but it's not impossible. And right now, I think it's a trend for straight guys to try, especially those especially those who come to Thailand. They're curious. Yeah.
You see color, what you think?
I like this one.
Okay.
You like this one?
Yeah. Beautiful.
I think this one good.
เอาสีเงินนี่แหละ
She, for the first 3 months or 4 months of our relationship, she didn't know that I knew that she was a ladyboy. But it was, you know, the telltale signs, you know, the height, the voice, the beauty, right? Quite in my eyes, she's 10 times more beautiful than regular Thai girls. Which is one of the things that attracted me to her.
Чем заглушить горечь неудачных романтических приключений? Конечно, баночкой пива Лео, сваренного специально для меня. И тарелочкой сочных, хрустящих личинок. И настроение улучшается.
Democrats already take the House, because in that case, of course, they
So what you got here?
to impeach Brett Kavanaugh.
Kitchen.
What do you cook?
Not clean at all.
Face very
Mess. You can see how messy this.
So how much time you spend to make up?
Depend, you know, like sometimes about 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, or sometimes like hour, 1.5 hours. You know, depend where you're gonna go. He took care of me a lot, you know. He like my family, and he never gonna throw me away. This is what I understand, you know.
I don't know to say. I don't know to say about you, right? About you, you very good for me, everything. But he make me or smile, him have me happy every day. I love him too much. Yes or no, Panda?
Panda?
Yeah, they call him Panda every night because before I see him look like a Jack Sparrow and now him look like a panda. Oh my god. Why? I think him like Thai food too much and him eat too much Thai food, you know. I want to go now. Okay, take care. I want to go now.
รักคุณ
รักคุณ
รักคุณจริง
Kiss
ๆ
better.
รักคุณตลอดไป
Bye.
Stretch.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Well, I don't get mood swings. There is no mood swings. She's not even on hormones to produce a mood swing. Right, so no mood swings. We don't have that time of the month where it's taboo. Right. She generally sort of laughs at the same thing as I laugh at. We laugh at each other. We have jokes. We had jokes with each other, right, about the most inane little things. But other than that, you know, it's a tightness in the relationship that we trust each other.
I already have relationship with Thai before. It's long term, right? Only have Thai before and really different from foreign, you know, with the Thai partner.
But she was dating a Japanese boy probably for 3 years before we met. And then she went through a gender transition or gender reassignment operation. And he actually distanced himself from her. He broke off the relationship because he wanted a pre-op ladyboy. Shorting. This most people don't know the significance of of an engagement ring. Right, this is done in ruby, and the three stone setting actually represents love you today, tomorrow, and forever. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Yeah, so we are engaged. We've been engaged now for 5 years now. We just haven't got around to getting married.
In Thailand, ladyboys can't change any of their documentation. You know, their driving license and ID cards, it still says male, and they can't get married.
We have always had cross-dressers or gay people in Thai culture, and somehow we have learned to tolerate that throughout the centuries. Yes, and the religion itself doesn't forbid that explicitly.
Buddhists generally, you know, teach tolerance, don't they, and acceptance of all people. And it's said that the Buddha lived many lives, and he was probably Katoi himself in one of those incarnations, and therefore it's likely that all people in one incarnation or reincarnation will be Katoi themselves.
We have a word for transvestites and cross-dressers and transgender. We use the same word. It's called Katoi. And at that time, when I was young, for the Buddhist people, the monks at that time, they explained that there were people who did a lot of karma in their past lives. But a certain kind of karmas, maybe involve sex or something like that. So in this life, they were born to become homosexuals.
But it doesn't mean they had bad karma.
They had bad karmas. This is how to it's your redemption in this life for that karma.
Are you agree with that?
No. No.
I never have problem too much about people accept or not accept, you know. Just only one people from my family, I worry about my dad when I was young, you know. He not want me to be a lady boy, you know, that's it.
Somehow, superficially, on the surface at least, they are quite tolerant of gay people. I mean, no matter what degree, like, cross-dresser, just gay people, or transvestites and everything, they're quite open. Because they treat them as another tribe, and they use another rules to judge or gauge their behaviors. But deeper, it's still unaccepted. Like, it's hard to be a transvestite, to become a civil servant, for example, or to be a soldier, or to become a teacher, because a teacher is a profession in Thailand that is quite respected. So, and they are afraid, especially the old people, that the students would imitate their teachers. So it means that if they believe this, it means that they don't approve of homosexuality in their minds.
You know, some people do say they're kind of uncomfortable about ladyboys going in the ladies. Some girls say they're a bit uncomfortable.
Some in university, they just put this paper, you know, side for the female toilet, you know, like, please can ladyboy use another toilet, you know?
Yeah. I think Thai people, it's not that they're reticent to talk about these things, it's that they don't think about them. Maybe true to say that Westerners spend more time thinking about this than Thai people do. And there's a lesson to be learned there in don't think too much. Thai culture is less about spending time on self-reflection and worrying about what you are, and probably, you know, accepting that all people have different ideas and they're all equally valid and important, and we should try to listen to them in that way.
Those straight guys who had slept with me, they still consider themselves straight because they treat me as a woman. Yeah. And the rest is like technical. Yeah. But matters for the heart is like, you are a woman. I like the woman. But maybe they are fooling themselves too, so it's too complex to explain.
Quite a few people will make comments, you know, like saying things like, oh, you know, you're deluding yourself. You're fooling yourself into believing you're not gay. And there is a sort of strong desire amongst people to kind of pigeonhole stuff. And that's kind of understandable because that's how we understand the world. But I think Westerners need to spend time in Thailand before they truly kind of understand that life is a bit more amorphous than that. we can't always pigeonhole things in that same way. And you know, sexuality is very different here in Thailand than it is in the West, in my opinion anyway.
Because in Thailand it's very family based. We don't have social security system, so everything relies on the family. And I know that I will not have children, so for Thai people it's very hard. Now I'm still comfortable financially. My parents, they still have money, but you will never know what would happen to me. And what if I become poor or bankrupt? When I turn 60, 70, when I don't have the energy to work anymore, what will become of me if I get sick, ill?
But can't you adopt a child from an orphanage or something like that?
Okay, good question. I can, but I would adopt them to nurture them, to take care of them, or to make my life complete as the giver. But I would never expect them when they grow up to come back and take care of me. So it's not the same case with the social security thing.
Well, Annie loves children, don't you? I mean, that is the tragedy of ladyboys' lives, really, that they can't have children. I mean, and this is often why some relationships don't last, because if a ladyboy meets a younger guy, like say your age, right, at some point in your life, it's quite likely that you want to have children. And most men don't want to adopt if they're capable of producing children themselves. So often that relationship's going to break it. And that kind of happens with ties, doesn't it? I've spoken to a few ladyboys who've had...
It's happened a lot.
It's come up in conversations a couple of times, but again, I'm 57, having a knee biter, running around your feet every 5 minutes of the day. Because don't forget, I'm the one at home who have to look after him or her.
I think there is a degree of responsibility in as much as that if you are living with or married to a poorer Thai girl or ladyboy, and what would happen to her if you kind of finished with her? I mean, I've talked to her about, what's she going to do when I die, because clearly I'm going to die before she does. And although I might be able to leave provision for her, still she'll have a whole life ahead of her then where she can meet somebody else and do all sorts of things. So,
have you seen old ladyboys, I mean, who became like 60, 70 years old, like, so how they finish their life usually, I mean, ladyboys?
I don't see too much actually.
Well, I think they tend to go back to their village, or don't they? I mean, you see occasionally around.
Because I think, like over the last 9 years, I've met probably 50 of her friends in that area, the ladyboys and Katoy, and the different stages in between. And I think we've had 5 deaths in 9 years.
Продолжительность жизни из-за, наверное, гормональной терапии, потому что после операции же нужно на протяжении всей жизни оставшейся пропивать гормоны. Наверняка из-за этого тоже. Но я вот не задавал вопрос, а точнее, когда ситуация была в этом плане, что я услышал такой ответ на эту всю историю. Мне сказал один человек, я лучше 5 лет или 10 лет проживу так, как я всю жизнь хотела жить, чем я буду до 70 лет, знаешь, через никак, выживать, все мучиться и прочее. Лучше 10 лет, в гармонии, с самим собой.
Badly about taking hormone. When you use this for a long time, it's gonna give you headache. With mine, right, already have problem with headache and white blood pressure.
So Annie, are you happy?
Always.
And what's your dream? What are you dreaming of?
I wanna have a house, close to the beach with David and with big dog, and we're gonna have like another business,
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
My dream only like have David you know, close by me.
Jingle.
Вопрос как бы основной, типа, который врач, да, психиатр задает, типа, ну для чего, зачем вообще, какая цель самой операции? Ну это я говорю из личного опыта, то, что я видел, потому что мне приходилось присутствовать при этих ситуациях всех. Ответ в основном один, что типа обрести гармонию тела, души, потому что то есть мы родились типа не в том теле, ощущаем себя таким образом, а визуально видим типа по-другому. И после операции я прям видел, что люди, ну реально вот мечта, вот какая вот она есть, она сбывалась. И вот в этом плане, да, волевые они как бы именно со стороны по-человечески просто как на дух, да, на характер человека посмотреть, что они вот к своей мечте, вот такой мечте, вот они идут, вот прошибают прям, потому что у них там истории такие, у всех очень завуалированы, очень, точнее, очень сложные.
I decided not do all operation because you know, I just love myself like this. If I gonna have the one who love me, you know, gonna love me like this, not about operation, you know. You have operation, you have a full operation, it's not mean you're gonna have true love or you're gonna have a good life, you know. This is be what you are, that's it, you know. It's everything not about operation, just about be what you happy, you know.
Вот послушав это все, там, игнорируя все эти факты, там, все вот эти вот стереотипы, просто по-человечески, что типа у них такая воля именно к реализации своей мечты, к обретению этой гармонии, к становлению тем, кем они всю жизнь, там, людям очень много, ведь не всем удается там в 19, в 15 лет это сделать, там, кому-то там в 40, у тебя это все сбывается, и ты, короче, бах, у тебя вот она, вся твоя жизнь, она вот начинается сейчас. Это, конечно, ну, вдохновляет в плане того, что как вот люди настроены.
I remember you said something really interesting to me a long time ago about when you were young, right? You wanted to be like a girl, but then when you knew yourself better, you realized that you actually are what you are and accepted yourself for what you are. And so you didn't feel the need to have sex change surgery?
Yeah, I think of myself as a woman.
100%.
Yeah, a woman. But maybe now, as I'm getting older, I wouldn't call myself a woman or a man, but I'm just me. I'm Moo. I don't know who I am. I mean, I know who I am, but I don't know if it's a man or a woman. You know, just like a person.
Yeah.
Ladyboys are not trying to convince anybody that they are genetic women. Annie's never tried to convince anyone she's a genetic woman. And they even call themselves that Sao Prophet song, right?
Yeah.
Second kind of woman. They don't try to fool anybody. And I think that backlash is because in the West, there's an awful lot of kind of activists, if you like, that are insisting that they are real women, like Caitlyn Jenner and all that kind of stuff, right? Which is just, you know, nobody that employs logic in any way would ever say that that's possible. You know, you can't simply change your, you know, your gender, sex, whatever you want to. They kind of define these things, gender and sex and all that, but it's all just muddies the water. I mean, I think so my feeling is you just need to give people a bit of time and stop trying to insist that this is what you must say and do, and you know, Thai people just don't do that.
Just ultimately don't confine yourself to a box, right? Try to live life outside other people's perception. Right, try to find your own life